We're rolling, see, that's the funny
what's
thing.
up?
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody, we are going to drink a fan beer from Denmark.
An American barley wine from Denmark.
We'll talk more about that in a second, but Chip is going to pour it out. Did it not do if it didn't do a crazy fizziness, then like pour it straight in maybe? Or, I don't know, whatever you think. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Alright, bring your glass on over.
Well, I'll just put it right there.
I can't do all this.
Oh,
I can't. Oh, God.
You're a highly trained professional, man.
I've never had beer before. Am I doing it right?
Yeah, it's like your first time drinking a beer. Oh, don't pour it all in there. It's bottle conditioned.
No, I knew that. I
Okay.
know what the I'm doing, man.
Son of a gun.
Amateur?
All right, we'll taste this. Okay, so Alex from Denmark contacted me and asked if I would be interested in tasting a beer that he made that he was very proud of. And I said, if you want to send it to me.
And you said, what style is it? He said, barley wine. He was like, I know someone that's going to drink this with me.
Joining me as often, Chip Walton. Cheers.
Fan of barley wine.
So, first a little bit about Alex. He has been brewing since June of 2015. It is currently May of 2018. This beer, by the way, is from March of 2017. So it is a year and 2 months old. Started with beer kit, went on to brew in a bag. He now has a 40-liter Coleman cooler mash tun. He has a couple of miscellaneous sized pots that he uses. He's been doing all grain for about 2 years. Well, he's only been brewing for 3 years, so he's jumping right in. He makes about 15 liters at a time. This batch was only an 8-liter batch because of, I think, just all the grain and just higher gravity. That's all he can ferment. 15 liters at a time, so he can do temperature control. He likes brewing pale ales and IPAs, but he likes to be creative and make big beers like barley wines, high alcohol saisons, and mead. He's brewed maybe 30 IPAs. He says he can get. he says 30. That's a lot of batches for
in 3 years.
Yeah. In Denmark, the most common beer is lager, so he brews anything but that because he can just go get that if he wants. This is bottle conditioned. He would love our thoughts, and he said, I have to be brutally honest. Oh, the grain bill. He has some German pale malt. That's the majority of the fermentables. A little bit of Belgian Abbey, a little bit of DME, and a little bit of honey.
Which is why it's called bee sting barley wine.
There you go.
So it's an American barley wine with honey for a little bump.
Hops are Nugget, Bittering, Columbus at 30, Cascade at 10. 100 plus IBUs, boiled for 1.5 hours. Went from 10.99 to 10.21. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's pretty good attenuation. California Ale WLP 001, 10.2% alcohol.
Gigawatts.
Alex, it's very good. As soon as we poured it in there and I started smelling it, I'm like, barley wine.
Yeah.
You can smell that sweet caramel kind of flavor. Aroma. I don't really smell alcohol, which I think is nice, but you get a little bit of alcohol warming, as you might expect with that much of a beer. There's also some bitterness, too.
There's some bitterness, and as I mentioned pre-shooting, it's not a tartness, but I think it's what happens to American hops in a boozy beer once they start to break down. They still supply bitterness, but it's no longer this like super flavor impact. It's more just like the mouthfeel. So we have this malt bomb, we have this caramel, this toffee, this almost like maple syrupy, but there's bitterness constantly under it, or this would just be
It kind of reminds me,
too overwhelming.
now that I think about it, does it not remind you of Bigfoot?
An aged Bigfoot, it really does.
Yeah.
When I
Or,
it's more
yeah,
like
lightly
I would
aged.
say a 15 or 14 Bigfoot.
Well, it also is, it's actually, I think Bigfoot is 9.6%, something, whatever. It's around the same, similar alcohol, and it's also very bitter. So this is, he didn't mention it, and I don't know that it's even
in that
trying
small
to be
scale,
that.
he's probably using honey more than anything to bump it, but I think it actually does it a secondary benefit in this beer of giving it a little more richness and body. It's spring/summer here, but it's actually a really cold day, so this is a really good beer.
I think the honey just ferments out, though. I don't know how
I don't
much
know, man. Honey beers, I always think have a little bit of this like
psychosomatic.
residual kind of body to it. You don't think so? You think it just?
I think
it's
it
not like
ferments
table
out.
sugar.
I think it ferments out.
No, man. Those bees are pooping out other things besides just fermentable sugars. There's some body in it.
Okay. No,
But there's also DME, which would give body in this case.
Yeah, well, and it's 1020 final gravity 1021, which is quite a bit lower than 1099 where it started, but there's still going to be some body in there. It's warming in a pleasant way. It's quite nice.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a year and 2 months old. I think it has light oxidation note, which is not to be unexpected at this point. Certainly not bad. If anything, that's kind of becomes a character in older-ish barley wines that are as part of the flavor and part of what you expect. I don't want to just like drink it all like, right away.
I had no idea. I was like, I thought we were just tasting a bunch of lagers.
Might just have to put it down and it's going quick. But yeah, thank you for sending. He contacted me about this right when I was getting those beers from Japan, from the Englishman who was living in Japan, Guy. And we drank those in my dining room, as I recall. And then, so yeah, get international hookup here. It's pretty sweet. Israel.
International drops, dude.
Japan. And now Denmark.
Guy from Ireland brought you a bunch of beer for your picnic table one time.
That's true, yeah.
People just want Dono to get drunk on camera, man.
Well, the world doesn't need more of that. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Alex. Excellent job. Keep it up. Catch you later.